We tend to overestimate the importance of a single defining moment and underestimate the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. We wait for a lightning strike of motivation to overhaul our lives, but transformation isn't an event. It's a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. You get what you repeat. The problem isn't that you lack willpower. It's that you are treating your life like a goal to be reached rather than a system to be run. When you focus on a goal, you are in a state of pre-success failure. If the goal is to lose 20 pounds, you are not there yet every single day until you hit the number. Then once you hit it, the system that got you there often evaporates because the mission is over. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. To change your trajectory, you have to stop looking at the horizon and start looking at the architecture of your environment. Every habit is initiated by a cue. If you're sitting at your desk and your phone is vibrating next to your laptop, the cue is visual and auditory. Your brain doesn't decide to be distracted. It simply responds to the design of the room. If you want to write that report at 9 a.m., the most effective move isn't trying harder to focus. It's putting the phone in another room. You are redesigning the system so that the friction to do the wrong thing is high and the friction to do the right thing is non-existent. This is the law of least effort. We are wired to follow the path of least resistance. If you're a parent trying to manage a household and you want your family to eat more fruit, don't hide the apples in the bottom drawer of the fridge. Put them in a glass bowl in the center of the kitchen counter. You aren't changing your family's willpower. You're changing the visual cues that trigger their automated choices. When a habit is difficult to start, use the 2-minute rule. Any habit can be scaled down into a 2-minute version. Read before bed becomes read 1 page. Study for exams becomes open my notes. The point isn't to do the easy thing. The point is to master the art of showing up. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You can't optimize a habit that doesn't exist. If you're an athlete training for a marathon, your first habit isn't running 5 miles. It's putting on your running shoes and stepping out the front door. Once you've mastered the entry point, the rest of the momentum follows. Identity is the ultimate lever for long-term change. Most people try to change their outcomes, what they get. Some try to change their processes, what they do. But the most effective shift happens at the level of identity, who you believe you are. If you're offered a cigarette and you say, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit," you still identify as a smoker who is trying to be something else. If you say, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker," you've shifted the boundary. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. If you sit down to write for 10 minutes, you're casting a vote for being a writer. You don't need a masterpiece. You just need to win the election. As you look at tomorrow morning, stop thinking about big results and start looking at your operational variables. There are 4 levers you can calibrate right now. First, the visibility variable. Look at your environment. What is the most obvious cue for your worst habit? If you spend too much time scrolling at night, plug your charger into the hallway instead of the bedside table. Make the cue invisible. Second, the friction variable. If you want to start a creative project, Set out your tools the night before. If you're a leader running a team, make the most important data the first thing that pops up when your staff opens their dashboard. Decrease the steps between the intent and the action. Third, the reinforcement variable. Our brains are designed to repeat behaviors that are immediately satisfying. If you're navigating emotional stress and manage to choose a walk over a drink, acknowledge that win immediately. Give yourself a mental check mark. We repeat what is rewarded. We avoid what is punished. Finally, the tracking variable. Get a calendar and put an X on every day you perform your core habit. Your only job is to not break the chain. This moves the reward from the distant future to the immediate present. You aren't working for a result 6 months from now. You're working to keep the streak alive today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be better than the system you had yesterday. Small, deliberate calibrations to your environment and your identity will eventually compound into results that look like magic to everyone else, but feel like math to you.